Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the Transformers Hunt for the Decepticons Payload, and here he is, and boy, is this guy a doozy. Or he's the long haul mold made into Payload, his yellow counterpart. But is this guy a doozy? I've only transformed this guy like 2 times in the entire time that I have had him, and I've had him for quite a few years now because I have never understood how this guy works. First and foremost, I apologize. I am missing this top plate. You know, there was a plate that would go up and then cover the cabin and everything. Up here, I am missing that panel. As you can see, it is missing because of that hole and those exposed hinges. So I apologize for that. I got this guy used. And I've had this guy in my collection for quite a little while now, and he has always seemed to slip through the cracks because I have never understood how to transform this guy. Never really took the time to look up a video or anything, just figured it out. And I figured it out once, and then I had to figure it out again for this video, to get him all transformed for this video, because I completely forgot how to do it. And he is quite a doozy in every sense of the word. So yeah, let's just jump right in. I do love this dump truck mode. It's not perfect. It is quite, gappy right there. Like, it doesn't form like a big wheel well or anything. I do like that Decepticon symbol, nice and crisp and sharp. Obviously, those lines make it a little bit more unsightly, and you see his hands back here, and it's quite hollow. I love the duals on here. They don't spin individually, they're just one big piece, but I do love the fact that they included duals on this. But you can't see his hands, you can't see his arms, and if you flip him upside down, you can see his chest right there, which I don't really care. I don't really care, I'm not going to throw that big of a fit about it. It's more the steps getting there to still have things left, like exposed. But I do like how well he rolls. They are both pinned, and then they're big, knobby, big, gobbly wheels, so he rolls really well. That's one thing I do love about this, is that I love his colors, love this, weathering on the sides of the bed or box or whatever, and then I think that's really it. You get maybe a tiny bit of weathering here at the grill, all this, great detail. But yeah, he just rolls really nicely. Love the colors. I personally prefer this yellow, caterpillar, color, more standard, real world color, rather than the gaudy green of long haul. But yeah, I really like this guy's alt mode. I love construction and mining equipment. He's like a mining equipment. He's not construction equipment, but I love mining, construction, big industrial machines, and this guy's right up my alley with that, especially with that piercing red for the headlights and for the cockpit, or not cockpit, cabin. So I really do like this guy's alt mode, but it's the process getting to this that is tough. So let's just jump right into that. And before I get too far, you can work the arms to get the bed to tilt. So you can dump stuff if you want to. You don't get the most amount of articulation. Well, you can get a little bit more out of it, but it really doesn't go down. It more goes up. But you can get some out of it, but not a whole lot. So let's jump right into it. So we're just going to move this to get it out of the way, like so. It's all up here is what makes it difficult. We will just bring that down and split it. And you can just see how crinkled up his legs are. And then we'll just get that out of the way. You can just see how weird they are. And it takes a lot of finesse to get these in here. At least for me. It takes a lot of finesse, a lot of finagling to get them all perfectly situated. But it's awfully easy to just pull them out. I really should have started in robot mode to show off how much I dislike this toy. Or dislike his transformation. And we'll just leave these right here, and then we'll just straighten out his legs. I do like those ratchets. They are really nice. We'll open up his feet so he has his feet. There. And we'll just plant them down, like so. And now we'll raise the camera up. now we will swing this forward, and there are 2 ports and 2 pegs right there that we will plug into. And I think yes, there's this tab right here, and there's that slot right there that will wrap around and tab right in like so. Wrap all the way around his leg and do something like that. And then you'll take the wheel and hinge it down like so. The same thing over here. Tab that in. Tab it in. There, got it. Bring the wheel down. And because these hinges are angled, it just is weird. Makes it really weird. So his legs are all done. So now, I don't know why that one's not working, but now that that's all, his legs are all done. Raise the camera up just a tiny bit more. Well, this didn't get pegged in, but we will come up here and we will split the arms from this piece, this panel, and they'll just bring all of that back just to get it out of the way. And then you can unpeg the duals, unpeg them from each other, because there are those pegs that go into those big ports right there. And now you can just swing all of this back like so. I don't know how you're supposed to have these wheels. I guess you could have them however you want to, because they're on swivels and hinges and everything. I'm just gonna do that. You can do whatever you want, however you like the look, but I'm just gonna do it this way because you can't get this to go any further back, this whole panel piece, so it's just stuck there. So that is a little unfortunate. I wish this whole bar could go further back, but it's just there. So we'll just straighten out his legs so he can stand a bit better. So now we just have his arms, and that is just simply, straighten them out and then fold out the hands like so. Straighten them out, fold out the hands, and here he is. And now we'll raise the camera back down so you can see a bit more of him. And now we can situate these wheels more. And here he is. And he does bulk up quite a bit, and especially his legs, because he has that silhouette behind him with the cab and everything back here. He does sort of like bulk out a bit more like how he should, but he still is significantly thinner and, weedier compared to not his design, because I don't think Payload was in Revenge of the Fallen, but compared for the long haul, he definitely is still very skinny and, sort of weedy compared to the massive and humongous design that was in the movie. But I really don't care. This is still a quite cool design. I love the arms. Really like the arms. He does come together really well. I wish these wheels and the back and everything did a bit more just to make him feel a bit more refined. But I still really like him. He still looks really cool. It's just that transformation, just having to mess with the legs, getting them all perfect and crinkled up into the cabin and everything underneath that big panel and everything is just really tough in my personal opinion. Of course, if I did it more, I'd get better at it, but it's just really difficult. But for 2 great modes or 2 nice modes, it is really good. I do really like it. He does have light piping, but unfortunately, because he has so much stuff in here, it can't really get to him, but he does have such a wonderful head sculpt. He just looks so mean, so growly. I do love those bits of purple, love those bits of red, and I think that's like a Mecha Live feature. I don't know how it works. Is it his head? Yes, it's his head. It's his head. But of course, you don't have a lot of room to swivel his head. But it's okay. It's still, Mecha Live is really a really cool feature. I really like it. So yeah. So I'll play with this. Do the arm blades now. So you can swivel them out to the side like so. And then you have these buttons. And you do that, and now he has some axes. Unfortunately, I think unless you did this again, you can't swing them like regularly because he has those like weirdo arms that they bend inward, not outward. So you can't really like get him super to the point to where you can like swing them. He's just gonna do like this, but that's okay. They're still cool. They're still fun. I still really like him. I wish these pegs would stay together, but yeah, there he is with his arm blades and everything all done, and he's okay. It's just more, like I said, it would have been better if I took him from this mode to his dump truck mode, and I showed you how much of a pain, at least to me, putting his, like, scrunching up his legs and transforming it into the front of the dump truck would be. That would have been better, but really, taking him from dump truck to robot isn't too bad because you really just have to pull everything apart and then reconfigure it, which isn't too difficult because you're just pulling his limbs out and just straightening them out and then sort of rearranging the panels, which isn't too bad. But when you're having to do all that and get it super precise, it's not a lot of fun, in my personal opinion. Somebody may absolutely love this toy and love his transformation, but this transformation is not for me. But his truck mode and his robot mode are for me. I love the design of this, love his squat. Not too big, but not too small. Like, I don't know, henchman, bigger guy. I don't know. He just looks really cool, really, like tanky or whatever, but he doesn't look like super out of proportion. Well, out of proportion for a Michael Bay movie or whatever. His arms nearly hang to his feet, so not super proportionate, but you get what I'm saying. And of course, I love the truck mode. I do think the yellow suits this mold better than the green. The yellow and black suit this mold better than the green, in my personal opinion. These colors are infinitely better than the long haul colors. So if you're gonna get into this mold, I would recommend this guy. I don't know how expensive he is. I don't know. He may be a million times more expensive than the long haul because he's a hunt for the Decepticons toy. But I would prefer to get this because I like the colors more. But that's just me. But overall, he's sort of a mediocre toy, and then adding the fact that he has a really finicky, fiddly transformation, or more finicky, not really fiddly, because there's not a lot of little itty-bitty pieces to fiddle with. It's just finicky, like you gotta get things super precise, really crush them together just to get things to stick. That's how I kind of see this guy. But if you don't mind that, and you really like these colors, and like this mold, or like the design or whatever, I would really recommend it. But if you don't want to mess with the transformation, I would steer clear. Just buy him in robot mode, or buy him already transformed, in my personal opinion. Do one or the other if you really want him and don't want to go through transformation. But he's okay. He's okay. But I still like him. Still not my favorite, but I still like him. So that's all you can ask for. So that's what I have to say. So, till next time, see ya.